So that is 10 wins in a row, ladies and gentlemen, and Jesus Christ, another game which in the first half we were very, very fortunate that we went into half-time with a goal. We were level with Leicester because deep down we really didn't deserve anything in that first half. We were woeful in that first half, but second half, oh my God, 1, 2, 3. We won the game 3-1 in the end, but Jesus, oh Jesus, 2 goals in 2 minutes from a man who just can't stop scoring goals, and from an Arsenal side that at moments are absolutely unplayable. In seconds were absolutely outstanding, but we did indeed ride our luck for large parts of that first half, and in the second half Arsenal got going and got 3 more points, and we keep this amazing winning run going. Welcome back to Analysing Arsenal, the return of Analysing Arsenal. It's been far too long, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you had a lovely weekend. I've literally just come back from a weekend away in the beautiful countryside of Centre Parks, celebrating a family member's 30th birthday. I am back to make YouTube videos, and I start with Analysing Arsenal. And what a game. What an absolutely ridiculous game. 27 shots in 90 minutes of what was a very, very open and quite exciting game of football, really. Back after the international break, and Arsenal had to wait till Monday night to get Premier League action under their belt, up against the Leicester City side in decent form, a very, very decent side. Let's not forget that this Leicester City team were Premier League champions 3 years ago. But, you know, Arsenal up against Leicester City is always an exciting game. You think of the opening game of last season, Arsenal beating Leicester City in this same fixture by 4 goals to 3. And in Arsene Wenger's final away, well, one of 2 of final away games, we actually lost to Leicester City. This scoreline is flipped round the other way as Leicester City beat Arsenal by 3 goals to 1. So we either do, and we do really, really well up at the Emirates against Leicester City. We haven't lost in 12, I think that's now 13 games, and we've not lost to Leicester in 13 games at home, both at Highbury and now at the Emirates. And then it's away from home at the King Power where we do come, you know, sometimes a little bit unstuck. I can think of many times where we've dropped points, particularly against Leicester City in early stages, but at the Emirates we don't seem to have any issues. And tonight's game was an important one because we're still trying to work out where this Arsenal side are. Definitely not title contenders by any means, and I said that in my last Analysing Arsenal video, in my Unai Emery season kind of reviewing his performance so far. Arsenal are nowhere near title contenders. We certainly are top 4 challengers, and a win tonight that's put us back into the top 4. 2 points off of Manchester City and Liverpool, and level on points with Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea. It was a game, though, that was not easy. It was a real test, and I had a feeling that Arsenal were going to win this, but I just felt that there was no possible way that we were going to keep a clean sheet. And again, exactly that kind of initial kind of gut feeling in terms of not being able to keep a clean sheet kind of came to the forefront. If we look at the lineups of tonight, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was on the bench, Lacazette leading the line, Mesut Ozil captaining the side, just in that number 10 role, with Mkhitaryan and Iwobi in the wings, Torreira and Xhaka in the defensive midfield positions, and a back four of Bellerin, Mustafi and Rob Holding coming in to the side, as does Stefan Lichtsteiner. Monreal is out with an injury, and I think Socrates may be also as well. I don't believe he was on the bench, so I don't really know whether he's ill or if he's got an injury. Let's have a look. Was he on the bench? Let's have a look. Just checking my computer now. No, he was not on the bench. I didn't think he was, but I just thought I'd double check that. For Leicester City, they had Maddison, Jamie Vardy and Iheanacho with Ndidi at the back, and also Johnny Evans, which Arsenal have been linked with on numerous occasions. And the game kind of kicked off, and for 30 minutes Arsenal were poor. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, we were poor, and Leicester City were far the better side. We were just so passive, we didn't really seem to get any rhythm, and every time Leicester went forward, whether it was Maddison down the middle, Vardy on the left, or Iheanacho on the right, every time Leicester City went forward, I just felt that we were going to concede. We looked so shaky at the back. I mean, you know, Leicester City should have had a penalty. Holding, putting his hand up in the air, got very, very lucky. The referee was literally standing right there as he put his hand up, and we got incredibly lucky. He was on a yellow card just moments before that, so, you know, we could have been down to 10 men, we could have conceded a penalty, And it was just 30 minutes of constant Leicester City pressure. And we just didn't seem to get going. We just did not seem to kind of... We didn't really seem that we were arsed, or we didn't really know what we were doing, where we were going, you know, whether it's been quite a long time because it's been a 2-week break since playing our last match up against Fulham and now to where we are tonight. I don't know really what it was, but we were just nowhere near good enough in that first 30 minutes. And, you know, we deserved to concede, you know, not being at our very best, having Leicester City walk all over us, resulted in Leicester City taking the lead on 30 minutes. Chilwell down the left-hand side, broke through Arsenal's back line yet again, and Bellerin was going to mark him, and then as Chilwell went for the shot, Bellerin got a touch, and it just went past Leno into the back of the net. And even though Chilwell is going to claim it, it does go down as a Hector Bellerin own goal. Whether Chilwell's, and this is kind of the really, almost a very complex thing, when you look at particularly own goals, is that was Chilwell's shot going into the back of the net, or was Bellerin's touch, did Bellerin's touch interfere with the ball? Definitely it did, but did it mean that the ball went into the back of the net because Bellerin got a touch? You can leave that one open, and from where I looked at it, I'm looking at it from, you know, many kind of angles. It definitely looked to me like it certainly was Bellerin's touch that kind of put that into the back of the net. I think Leno would have saved it had Chilwell just gone for the shot. That touch kind of meant that Leno just fell over to the left-hand side and the ball kind of, you know, pitted into the right-hand corner. So Leno went to the left and the ball went into the right. He made a little bit of a mess about it, Leno particularly, but I don't think he expected that ball. I think he expected that ball to fall where he initially fell to try and catch that ball in the first place. So, you know, we conceded, and then it was almost like somebody had put the plug in for Arsenal, essentially, because from kind of 35 minutes, from the moment that we conceded that goal, Arsenal woke up, we started creating chances, and from the final 15 minutes of the first half and the entirety of the second half, Arsenal were absolutely spellbinding. We were absolutely, you know, we were the better side, we were on top, we were dominating the ball, we had much more of the possession. It was just a very, very dominant performance, and we had 70% possession. In the first kind of 30 minutes, you probably were looking at Arsenal having 60% of the ball, not really doing anything with it, not being, you know, good enough going forward, not really causing Leicester any kind of major kind of threat. And then in that second 45 minutes, we definitely turned on the screw, and also late on in the first half. And I think it was really, really important that we got the equaliser just before going into half-time. I know it's very much a cliche, but it's so important when you're not particularly playing well and you get that goal just before the break. It does two things. It raises your confidence and it knocks your opposition's confidence. And it certainly, I think, took the spring out of Leicester City's tail. And that, in truth, meant that we just kind of were able to kick on. And from immediately when the second half got underway, Arsenal was stronger, better, we got to the ball quicker, we were passing the ball quicker, we were creating more chances, we were causing Schmeichel many problems, which we didn't do in the first half. That goal from Mesut Ozil really was a nice goal, you know, and when we've linked up tonight, the two goals that Aubameyang scored and Mesut Ozil's equaliser, the link-up play, I mean, Ozil's equaliser from into Iwobi, into Ozil, and then, you know, the shot was not an easy shot from Mesut Ozil. It was one of those shots which, you know, he made it look incredibly easy, just to kind of stroke it. And he got, you know, a lot of fortune from the crossbar. It hit the bar and then kind of fell into the back of the net. But such an important time to get the equaliser, and it meant that Arsenal had the chance to kick on. I'm pretty sure that Unai Emery probably kicked a rocket up those Arsenal players' arses. And from kind of, as I said, minute one from the second half, we just kind of kept going, really. And you know, when Aubameyang came on the stroke of 62 minutes, in 4 minutes the game was won. Firstly, again, coming from Mesut Ozil on the right-hand side, slips it into Bellerin. Bellerin just passed it across. Aubameyang's got a tap in. Easy goal. 3 minutes later, the best goal. And I didn't think that we would see a goal that would have topped the Aaron Ramsey goal at Craven Cottage 2 weeks ago. But I think we've just seen it. I think we've seen one of the contenders from Goal of the Month. It was absolutely perfect. You know, Iwobi into Ozil, into Aubameyang. You know, Lacazette also being a feature of that third goal. And again, an easy tap-in for Aubameyang. You know, Mesut Ozil got a goal and assist. Aubameyang got 2 goals. And those two on their own were spellbinding. Absolutely excellent. And, you know, Mesut Ozil in particular, he was potentially out, and, you know, apparently he was out with a back problem. I'm not too sure. But, if that is what Arsenal are saying, that was the reason why he was out, then we will go with that. Yes, he was out with a back problem. He came back into the side tonight and he was captain. And you think when you are a captain, your job isn't just to kind of cause problems, score goals, whether... wherever you are playing in that kind of team, if you're the goalkeeper, your job is to instruct and incite your players, and also, make sure that you save as many goals as you can before they go into the back of the net. If you're a defender, your job is to be compact, be organised, and instruct your defenders on what they need to do. If you're playing like Mesut Ozil in that number 10 role, your job is to get goals and also to get assists, track back when Arsenal are not on the ball, and also ensure that you're communicating with your teammates to ensure that they're doing their job. And, again, that kind of applies as well if you are the star striker. Mesut Ozil is not captain territory in my eyes. Yes, he was absolutely majestic in the goal that he scored. He was absolutely even better when he got the assist in terms of getting Aubameyang the goals, and his link-up play tonight was second to none. I mean, when Ozil's on point, he is one of the best players in the world in terms of linking up, scoring goals, and, creating assists as well. But he's not a natural born leader. I didn't see him a lot tonight. Yes, I've seen him track back, and I think under Unai Emery, you're seeing a player that is tracking back much more than what you ever saw under Arsene Wenger. I don't think Arsene Wenger asked that from him. Unai Emery does ask Mesut Ozil to track back, and should Mesut Ozil not track back and get stuck in and try to defend, he's going to be out of the side, and I think he knows that. But he's not what I would refer to as a sole captain. Torreira, yes. Xhaka on his day, yes. Mesut Ozil, not so much. But in saying that, Mesut Ozil was absolutely fundamental in what he did tonight, particularly in that second half. And without Mesut Ozil tonight, we wouldn't have won the game. So maybe he should captain more often. Maybe the more responsibility he has, the better he performs. But it was one of Ozil's best performances that I've seen in a very, very long time. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang just continues to surprise me. I mean, he comes on and in 4 minutes he's got 2 goals. And for a striker to get the kind of chances that Aubameyang got, to get the tap-ins that he got, it's a striker's wet dream, essentially, to kind of get into those positions. And just Aubameyang's pace and his power and how he links up with his teammates, just everything that he does, it's just, he's a world-class striker. It wasn't Lacazette's night with getting any goals, but his link-up play as well was absolutely exceptional. And getting 2 goals against Fulham, even though Aubameyang did as well, I think Unai Emery got it absolutely spot on, because Aubameyang coming on absolutely terrified Leicester with the pace. I mean, we're scared of Vardy and Iheanacho's pace, but, coincidentally, Leicester are also terrified of Aubameyang. They got so afraid and they just could not deal. They simply could not deal with Aubameyang, and they couldn't deal with Arsenal's front line. And when you've got Aubameyang in that side, he's so quick, he's so pacey, and he's always going to cause teams any sorts of problems, really, with his pace and his power. And, he just scores goals, and he keeps doing it time and time again. He just scores bundles of goals. And, without him in the side, without Lacazette and him, kind of linking up and performing, without Mesut Ozil getting back to what we expect to see of Mesut Ozil, but not what we get. We have now won 10 games in a row. It's our best start for 5 years in the Premier League. Now, I keep saying we can't get carried away, okay? I am very, very concerned about the way that we're starting games. You think of, West Ham, Watford, Everton, Fulham, Leicester. The first half of games we are starting incredibly slow. Once we get going and once we get into the mojo of the game, we then blow teams away. But it's taken too long to get to that. I've not seen an Arsenal performance so far this season where we've come straight out of the blocks, flying out of the blocks, and quickly establishing a very, very early lead. We haven't done that. We really haven't done that yet. I think we scored against Cardiff early on, but apart from that, and then we equalised, or we conceded an equaliser late on in that first half. So, even though we scored early, we're not scoring, early enough. And we've done that once against a side that then came back and caused us problems in that 3-2 win in September. But I just think that against a better side, against your Liverpools, against your Tottenhams, against your Manchester United, against your Manchester Cities and Chelseas, even though we've already played them, you start like we did against Leicester City tonight, you're already 2 to 3 goals down. you know, without a shadow of a doubt. And I don't think defensively we're good enough. I mean, there were so many pockets of space that Leicester City got themselves into in that first 30 minutes that a better side, a better team, a team that knows how to cut you apart, would cut you apart. And that is something that certainly needs addressing. But then once we get into the mood of the game, once we do get ourselves back into the game, we then kick on and we get ourselves the 3 points. And you know, it's an incredible run that we're on. You know, we've got an Europa League encounter on Thursday where we basically can basically book our place in the knockout stage of the Europa League. We've got Crystal Palace on Sunday, which is never an easy game away from home, a very, very tough away game. And then we've got Liverpool at the Emirates. So that game at the Emirates in 2 weeks' time, I think, is going to give us a great insight to where this Arsenal side are. Top 4 challengers, definitely. Title challengers, no way. But if we keep winning, who knows? We may be title challengers if we keep this running one going. But we've got big tests to come. But so far, so good. And the Unai Emery effect is absolutely on point at the moment. And we are absolutely excellent at this stage. 10 wins in a row despite who you've played against is not an easy thing to do. And, you know, yes, we're not playing great. And there are so many, you know, cracks. And we are covering over the cracks in truth. But when we do get going, we are on absolute fire. And, you know, it's exciting, it's encouraging, it's positive. We just need to keep this winning run going, and we've got tougher tests ahead of us. Leicester City will be absolutely fine. We have now moved into the top 4. We are closing in on the league leaders, and as I said, next for us is European objective to get sorted. I'm going to leave analysing Arsenal there for you guys, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed talking about tonight's game. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And do not forget to check out my other great content as well. Follow me on Twitter for all your football and DJ Bagpuss updates at DJBagpuss998. And until next time, I will speak to you all later. Take care, and I shall see you all soon. This is DJ Bagpuss signing out, and see you soon. Bye-bye.